There's a special kind of silence in a house when a machine stops working. It's the sound of trouble. 1 minute, your refrigerator is humming along, keeping your beer cold and your leftovers safe. The next, it's just a big, quiet box full of slowly warming food. This silence is quickly followed by a different sound. The groan of frustration you make when you realize your routine is shot. Your dishwasher dies mid-cycle, leaving you with a puddle on the floor and a sink full of soapy dishes. Your dryer quits, leaving you with a mountain of damp laundry. It's never convenient. It's always a headache. And it's a problem that needs a solution, right now. This is the moment when your wallet starts to sweat. You know that calling a professional repair person isn't cheap. Just getting them to your door can cost $100. And that's before they even look at the problem. Then there's the cost of parts and labor, which can add up fast. Sometimes the repair bill is so high that you start wondering if you should just buy a new appliance altogether. But a new refrigerator or washing machine costs hundreds, sometimes thousands of dollars. It's a major expense that most of us aren't prepared for. This is where the temptation begins to whisper in your ear. That little voice starts asking questions. How hard can it really be? It's just a machine, right? A few screws, a couple of wires, maybe a new part. The internet is full of videos. You've seen people on YouTube fix everything from a leaky faucet to a car engine with nothing but a wrench and some determination. The idea of saving all that money is incredibly appealing. Plus, there's the satisfaction of doing it yourself. You could be the hero who tames the broken beast in your kitchen, all while keeping your hard-earned cash in your pocket. It's a powerful and tempting thought. So you stand there, looking at this dead machine, and you face a choice. Do you pick up the phone and surrender your credit card number to a stranger? Or do you pick up your toolbox and take matters into your own hands? The answer isn't simple. It's a calculated risk. Before you start unscrewing panels and pulling out wires, you need to have an honest conversation with yourself. This isn't just about saving money. It's about knowing your limits and understanding what you're getting into. Making the wrong choice could turn a small problem into a much bigger and more expensive disaster. Before you even think about buying a replacement part, you need to do a serious self-assessment. This is the time for brutal honesty. Have you ever fixed anything more complicated than a loose cabinet handle? Do you know the difference between a Phillips head and a flathead screwdriver without having to think about it? If your entire mechanical history involves assembling furniture from a box, you might be in over your head. Think about your past projects. Were they successful? Or did they end with leftover parts and a call to a professional anyway? Your experience, or lack thereof, is the single biggest factor in this decision. Once you've looked in the mirror, it's time to look at the job itself. Not all repairs are created equal. Replacing a burnt-out light bulb inside a refrigerator is a simple task anyone can do. Swapping out a broken door shelf is also pretty straightforward. But replacing a compressor? That's a different story. You need to do your homework. Go online and search for the specific problem with your appliance model. Watch a few tutorial videos. Read the step-by-step guides. Do they make sense to you? Do the steps seem manageable? Or do they look like a foreign language? Pay close attention to the tools required. The internet is your best friend here. You can find repair manuals, forums where people discuss the same problem, and videos that show you every single step. These resources are invaluable. They can help you diagnose the problem accurately, which is half the battle. They'll also give you a realistic preview of the work involved. If the video shows a technician using specialized tools you've never even heard of, that's a big red flag. If the repair involves 30 different steps and taking the entire machine apart, you need to ask yourself if you have the patience and the space to handle it. After all this research, you should have a much clearer picture. You'll know what part you likely need, what tools are required, and how long the job might take. Now you can make a more informed decision. Does the repair still seem doable? Do you feel confident that you can follow the instructions without getting lost? If the answer is a hesitant maybe, it's probably a no. Confidence is key, but blind confidence is dangerous. Your research should replace your fear with knowledge, not with arrogance. A healthy dose of caution is what separates a successful DIY repair from a call to the fire department. Let's talk about money, because that's what this is really about. The first cost in any DIY repair is the parts. You need to find the correct replacement part for your specific model. Using a generic or incorrect part can cause more damage or even create a safety hazard. You can often find these parts online or at specialty stores, but they aren't always cheap. Sometimes a single electronic control board can cost a couple $100s. You need to price out the part before you commit. Is the cost of the part low enough to make the effort worthwhile? Remember to factor in shipping costs as well. Next, you have to consider the tools. Do you already own everything you need? The online tutorial might show the job requires a multimeter to test electrical currents, a socket wrench set, or a specific type of pliers. If you don't have these tools, you'll have to buy or borrow them. A decent multimeter can cost $20 to $50. A good set of tools can be even more. These costs add up. Suddenly, your cheap repair isn't so cheap anymore. You have to add the cost of new tools to the cost of the part to get your true DIY price tag. Then there's the hidden cost, the risk of making things worse. This is the biggest gamble in any DIY project. What happens if you tighten a screw too much and crack a plastic housing? What if you connect the wires incorrectly and fry the brand new control board you just bought? A simple mistake can turn a $50 repair into a $500 catastrophe. Now, you're out the cost of the original part, the new part you just broke. And you still have to call a professional to fix your mess. A pro has insurance for these kinds of mistakes. You don't. When you compare this to hiring a professional, the picture changes. Yes, the upfront cost of a pro is higher. Their bill includes the part, their labor, their expertise, and their business overhead. But with that cost comes a guarantee. They will diagnose the problem correctly. They will have the right tools and the right parts. And if they make a mistake, they are responsible for fixing it. They also get the job done much faster than you could. What might take you an entire Saturday could take them an hour. So you're not just paying for a repair, you're paying for peace of mind and getting your time back. Safety is the one topic where there is absolutely no room for negotiation. If your repair involves electricity or gas, the stakes are incredibly high. Working with electricity can be deadly if you don't know exactly what you're doing. You must unplug the appliance, but some machines have capacitors that can hold a charge even when unplugged. A mistake could lead to a severe shock or an electrical fire. Gas appliances, like stoves or dryers, are even more dangerous. A tiny leak in a gas line that you don't notice could fill your home with explosive fumes. These are not jobs for beginners. If the repair involves gas or complex wiring, stop. Just stop and call a professional. So, when is it okay to tackle a repair yourself? DIY is a great option for simple, low-risk fixes. Think about things like replacing a broken drawer in your fridge, swapping out a knob on your stove, or cleaning out the lint trap and vent on your dryer. These jobs typically require basic tools and have readily available, easy-to-follow instructions. They don't involve complex electrical systems or dangerous gas lines. A good rule of thumb is this: if the fix is more about replacing a simple part than diagnosing a complex problem, you're probably on safe ground. These small victories can build your confidence and save you a few bucks. The time to call a professional is when the job moves beyond the basics. If the appliance is completely dead and you have no idea why, you need a diagnostician. If the repair requires taking the entire machine apart, you're better off letting someone with experience handle it. And as we've said, any repair involving the core electrical or gas systems is strictly for the pros. This also applies to sealed systems, like the refrigerant lines in your air conditioner or refrigerator. These require specialized equipment and licenses. Don't even think about it. Paying a professional is not a sign of defeat, it's a sign of wisdom. Ultimately, the decision to DIY or call a pro is a judgment call you have to make on a case-by-case basis. There is no single right answer. You have to weigh the potential savings against the risks. Be honest about your skills, do your research, and always prioritize safety above all else. A broken appliance is an inconvenience. A house fire or a serious injury is a tragedy. So take a deep breath, look at the job with clear eyes, and make the smart choice. Sometimes, the smartest and bravest thing a person can do is admit they need help and pick up the phone.